everyone, and welcome back for another episode of BNEWS Sports Hub. I'm your host, Liz Gillespie. This month, we headed to Varsity Field to see what's going on with the Burlington High School cheer team. We'll have a discussion with head coach Adriane Callahan, as well as the 5 captains, ALLIE BONANNO, Sid Scally, Jackie Scola, Olivia Toronto, and Ariella Tucci. We'll have the Red Devil Review with Robert PARRIS and our player spotlight. And that's all right here, right on this month's BNEWS Sports Hub. To jumpstart our discussion about the BHS cheering team, we'll offer you a little refresher of the past couple of seasons. We go now to BNEWS sports reporter Robert PARRIS for the Red Devil Review.
Hey everyone, I'm Robert PARRIS for your Red Devil Review. These ladies have been showing their Red Devil spirit since the beginning of the first home football game. Who am I talking about? The answer is the BHS Girls Varsity cheerleading team. For 22 years, Adriane Callahan has been teaching girls of all ages how to cheer. Callahan has been working at the Massachusetts Gymnastics Center in Waltham, where she is a professional gymnastics and cheerleading coach. Callahan is a Burlington resident and has 2 daughters that go to BHS. Back in 2016, Adriane was approached by some Burlington parents to see if she was interested in helping out with the Pop Warner cheering team, which she did. A short time later, Callahan was approached once again for a bigger opportunity. There was an opening for a head coaching position for the Burlington High School cheerleading team, and she took it. As she began her new position, Callahan was ready to teach the girls a wide variety of routines and acrobatics. When performing at Varsity Field, the team has a competitive edge, as Callahan has prepared them to be competitive collegiate cheerleaders. When you see the Lady Devils doing their routines, they're very similar to performances put on by college cheerleaders. Speaking of competitive, the girls have been to a number of invitationals, regionals, Middlesex League championships, and state championships. As the Lady Devils season comes to a close at Varsity Field, they will look back at the competitions, practices, and school spirit they have brought to every sporting event with well-deserved pride. Let's take a look at how the girls did over the past couple of years at their competitions. In 2017, the girls won the Think Pink Invitational at Barica High School. From there, they headed to the Middlesex League Championship at Watertown High School. After getting a win there as well, the girls competed in the Fall Cheerleading North Regional Championship, where they placed second out of 10 teams, which qualified them to enter the biggest competition of all, the State Championship at Worcester State. The team finished the season as one of the top contenders, coming in second place. In 2018, the girls had an equally successful season as they competed once again the Middlesex League Championship, where they won their second year in a row. They also headed the Fall Cheerleading North Regional Championship, where they placed second place again. Finally, the girls made it into the state championship for the 3rd year in a row, and the team came in 4th place out of 12 in the Division 3. Congratulations to the Lady Devils on another good season. That is all for the Red Devil Review. I'm Robert PARRIS. Back to you, Liz.
Thank you, Robert. Now let's get into discussion. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you for having us.
So, Coach, let's start with you. Tell me a little bit about becoming the coach at the beginning of the 2016 season.
So I had worked with the youth program for previous years, and some of the moms had known that I was a cheerleading coach but didn't have a job at the time because I'd kind of stayed home to stay with my kids. And they asked if I was interested in coaching the high school team because they knew that the coach at the time was leaving because she had to pursue her nursing career and family and things like that. So I just applied, and Mr. Hart hired me.
Nice.
That was it.
Was the transition difficult from going from younger girls to high school girls?
I'd always coached older girls, older teams.
Oh.
I'd coached every age level,
Nice.
like in All Stars, so it was the same.
What made you want to start originally?
Back in, I think it was like the late 90s, competitive cheerleading was just kind of starting, and I worked at a gymnastics gym, and I asked my boss if I could start a cheer team, and he said yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
What about you guys? What made you guys want to start cheerleading?
Oh, jeez. We started back in like second grade.
We
like,
started in first at ECE, which is
Yeah.
an all-star cheering gym. But I started cheering because my sister did.
Oh, cool. So you guys are now leaders. What's that like?
It's actually a lot of fun because our team is so close. So it's like very easy to lead by example, and it's always easy to have a positive attitude because there's never anybody who's negative on the team.
Nice.
Yeah. I also feel like before, like years past, it's never always just like the hierarchical like kind of setup of team captain and then everyone else is below them. It's kind of like every person on the team can be a leader at any point. So it's kind of like we were already prepared for the position.
Nice. Are there any responsibilities that you guys have to take on specifically as captains?
Yeah, we really can't like have like any negativity really on the team because like that trickles down into like the other girls. Like
course,
if we're like if a stunt doesn't hit and we're like, oh, like let's just stop trying, like none of the underclassmen are gonna like want to keep trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talk about coming up from freshman year or whenever you started to where you are now.
It's definitely a really big change because freshman year, you know, we always thought that we were like a good team. We were always really competitive. But as the years moved on, it's like other teams also get to the same level of like competitiveness as you are. So it's kind of like we're always advancing our skills. And this year is definitely, this year is definitely the most advanced skills we've ever had. So it's very hard.
We get better every single year.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So this is kind of for everyone. How much work goes into this?
A lot.
It's a
It
lot of work
starts
for
from
them.
like June to like you have to build up your skills. You don't just walk in on the first day and get to like throw a standing tuck. Like that's not how it works. Like you can't just flip your body over like that. You have to have stamina. There has to be technique. There's a lot of things that go into it that a lot of people don't see.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work.
And also our our season starts from June and lasts until like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So that's our work season where we practice almost every day, but there's also the off season where we have to get to tumbling to keep up with those skills that we have. So it's a lot to balance with schoolwork and other sports, but
We do it.
Nice. So speaking of you guys coming up from freshman year, what was it like watching them come up from freshman year?
I actually have loved to see their transformation. I think sophomore year, they were sophomores the first year that I came. So they were still used to like being taken care of and having like the older girls look out for them. And I think back then I was concerned if they were going to be able to give back when they were older. But they are amazing. They are such a tight group, a tight-knit group of girls. They feed off of each other. When they say that there's no negativity on the team, it's really true, and they are able to give back what they got. Actually, I think they are able to give back things that they didn't even get from older girls that kind of led them.
Nice.
The thing is when I took over the team when they were sophomores, there were no seniors on our team.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, we had one senior, but she hadn't been on the competition team, so it was a little bit different. She was a game girl.
You're really young too.
So there was really no leadership. So, and we didn't pick captains that year. The juniors, the girls that were juniors kind of like took the reins, but they had to go through, having a new coach and having a new team. So it was hard. That year was hard for them.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was it like deciding to now pick captains as opposed to just kind of letting it be?
I take picking captains pretty seriously. So I knew that the first year when they were juniors, I think it was just better that they kind of led together. But then when these guys came up and they were seniors, it was easy. I knew all 5 of them were going to be it. It was an easy choice. They all work hard, they're all dedicated, they all grew, they all loved cheerleading, they all, were invested in the team, dedication, it was an easy choice.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was never like, oh, this one's gonna be it and this one's not. It just wasn't like that.
So what are some things that you need to teach the girls on a daily basis?
Routine-wise, I have to constantly hone their skills. Cheerleading is a type of sport that it's not like you learn something and then that's it, you have it and it's in your back pocket. It has to always be honed every day, it's perfected. So that's my job to keep the standard high so that they can raise themselves to the standard that we want to maintain as a team.
Nice.
I would say that.
What are some things that you guys have to teach the underclassmen?
I would say
I feel like we don't.
I would say that they had to teach them about our team culture.
Yeah,
If I
yeah.
had to pick
I
one
think
thing.
They
definitely
came from-
that,
yeah.
but I also think that it's hard coming in as a
Yeah.
freshman. You get very frazzled very easily.
Especially from Pop Warner though, because
Yeah.
like the same like rules aren't like brought down to like the younger kids, because obviously it's not as strict, it's
Yeah.
not as serious. It's like Pop Warner, like it's recreation, so it's kind of like it was hard to teach them, but they caught on pretty quick. So
Yeah, and we also have a lot of like team virtues, like things that we see are really important, and we even have like a goal poster. But
yeah.
we talk about at the beginning of the season
the
with
values
them,
of our team.
yeah, the values of our team, and we just say like
Yeah.
positivity is like one of the major things, because as soon as someone starts getting negative, it can
It
kind of trickle
spreads.
down,
It
and
spreads
it's just,
so fast.
Yeah, like you
One
said
person,
earlier.
yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the gymnastic and aerobatic element behind all this.
Gymnastics and acrobatics is just a huge part of cheerleading. So the girls, a lot of these girls are taking tumbling from like really young ages, and they're having to, keep gaining skills every year, which again, it's hard, because if you take time off, you can lose those skills, and it's
They're not
difficult
easy
to
to
like
get
keep them back, especially at like, the high school age.
Yeah.
To keep developing skills is difficult. So there are things some girls will come in with no skills and they'll have to learn, and other kids are coming in with, skills such as fulls and, back tucks and round off tucks and stuff like that. So it's hard because it is an integral part of cheerleading, so it's something that's necessary.
Cool. What's like the hardest thing you've had like stunt-wise, I guess?
Stunt-wise, I would
Or
say
gymnastically,
it's
I guess.
called a side semi. So you like there's one group that throws them in the air, and the flyer like flips sideways, and she's like upside down, and flips sideways, and it's just
Yeah.
like hard to catch.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
And
like
the
a part of our
inversion.
routine that's like very like a wow factor kind of this year,
Yeah.
and it's probably one of our most
Difficult skills.
yeah,
But
difficult
we've like
skills.
advanced in stunting wise.
Yeah.
Oh,
Since
God, yeah.
last year, like it's a huge difference.
nice.
This is the hardest routine that the girls have ever had in the 3
Oh, wow.
seasons
In
that
my
they've
whole
been
life,
here.
I
Yeah.
think.
What's it like trying to learn or teach this really difficult routine?
Takes a long time.
Yeah.
But learning the choreography isn't as hard as like actually doing it and like perfecting it.
Yeah.
Like doing a full out. I wouldn't say it's easy. It like takes a lot to learn to it.
So what are some things that you're really looking forward to this season?
I'd say for me, since it's like my senior year, I'm just excited to like kind of go out with a bang. Like as we've been saying, it's our hardest routine, but I'm excited also to perform it, because it's just, I know how much people are gonna enjoy watching it. Like it's a really entertaining routine. But I also think being a part of the team, we also do so much stuff together, and a lot of that's coming up as well, like Thanksgiving sleepover, all of those kind of things,
Nice.
like the fun things too. House decorating, yeah.
I'm excited for the competition that we have because we're competing against really hard teams this week.
Ooh,
Yeah.
cool. So straying away from competitions and talking a little bit about football, what's it like being under the lights every Friday night? Or
It's a lot.
afternoons in this
It's a
case?
lot of fun.
I think like freshman year, as we started out, like the culture kind of was like iffy about football games,
Yeah.
like, but now a lot of people, we've like kind of changed the culture of our school and gotten a lot of more people to come
lot
to the
more
football
spirit,
games.
School
So,
spirit's definitely,
Yeah.
school spirit's
Yeah.
definitely improved.
so
Yeah.
basically, like it's just made it even more fun for us, and a lot of us love watching football. Like for me, I know I watch it like every Sunday with my family. So
So what do you plan on doing after high school?
College,
college, yeah,
maybe cheer in college, not sure yet.
Nice.
yeah.
So how big is the team this year?
23 of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
23,
Oh, wow.
competing.
Competing 11.
Competing 11.
Ah,
Yeah.
Has that grown from last year, or is that shrunk? or-
It's
No,
shrunk.
it's shrunk from last year. We
Shrunk from last week.
shrunk from last week.
last
Yeah,
week.
we did.
Yeah.
We had an injury, so we had to take some
People.
people off the mat, but we want to try to get them back on as injuries get better.
Yeah.
So speaking of injuries, is there any like prevention or precautions that you really have to take to make sure that these are prevented?
I try to give the girls like an athletic plan to like get their bodies in shape for the season. I mean, double sessions is really hard for them, but they have like a workout plan before that they should be doing, and they should be running, and they have like a plan that they try to follow so that they're ready for the season. Like if they're going to start to get ready for the season in season, they're not going to be ready for the season.
So you have to do a lot of prep, like
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
Yep.
So, Coach, talk about working at the Massachusetts Gymnastics Center.
So that's my real job. I've worked there since I was 16.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
What's it like there?
I've just grown up amongst like competitive gymnasts there, and I've always loved gymnastics. I've always loved cheerleading. So yeah, I've like run programs there, and I've coached the team there. I coached the preschool program there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've kind of done everything there. It's like the only job I've ever had.
So how did you manage to take the girls to the state championship during all 3 years that you've been at BHS?
It's hard work. Just, dedicated to the time and pushing them to places that I know that they could get to and not letting them settle.
Nice.
Yeah.
So on your Twitter, you have the practice queen of the night. What does that mean?
Practice queen is just basically, it's kind of like a reward. Like, our practices are hard, and it's hard to keep giving effort. Like, to master a stunt, to see what you see at the end result means that they have probably fallen and like killed each other 1,000 times. You know what I mean? So like to constantly get up from that over and over and over again, like you have to have like real tenacity, and for teenage girls that's hard.
Yeah.
So we just give practice queen every night to like remind everybody that kids are out there like giving 100% and it needs to be recognized.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what's the tryout process like?
Tryouts. So it's usually 3 days, right?
Yep.
3 days, and so it's usually 3 days long, and like the first day we'll do, I want to say, tumbling and stunting a little bit, and we learn the dance a little bit, right? Yeah. And then the second day we kind of go over the dance, and we do the dance again, for a little bit because people forget that. But and then we did a lot of tumbling this year on the second day.
Yeah.
Basically, I want to be able to see a skill set, and then I want to be able to see girls that might have something beyond a skill set. Are they good performers? We have competitive girls, but we also have game girls, and like a big presence on the sidelines is important to our program too.
Yes.
Like we have two responsibilities at the school. We compete, but we're also on the sidelines for Friday night. So, not everybody has to have a full, but you do need to like look good performing our material. So I look for like more performance factors in tryouts to see if like there are girls that are, good game girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's take a look at this month's player spotlight. Can you scroll?
I'm Sid Scally,
And I'm Winnie Sachaya.
and this is BNEWS Sports Hub Player Spotlight. When I was in 5th grade, most of my friends did do it, and I was a competitive gymnast. And I feel like it was such like an individual sport, so I feel like I wanted to be a part of a team, so I switched to cheering.
I started off doing gymnastics and I just joined for fun, but I didn't realize how much fun I'd have and how much it alter my life and like the friendships and bonds that I would make.
We definitely have learned like the special bond that we have, and also commitment and organization with like being a student athlete and such things as that.
Definitely organization and accountability and knowing what you're supposed to do and when you should do it.
Since I'm a captain, like I've been trying to be like a role model and like teach everyone like the athlete to be, and yeah, basically like that.
Me? Probably. I guess. Have fun. Don't stress over the little things. And I mean, it's just part of being a student athlete. And if they have any problems, just come to me.
I'm gonna miss these girls. Like I've been cheering with them since I was in 5th grade, and I could call them my family. So it's gonna be really sad actually when I get to leave them.
Honestly, I'm gonna miss the seniors a lot. I'm not gonna lie. They're my family, and I love them all. I love everybody on this team. So. Competition life is a little stressful, not gonna lie. But I mean, the effort that we put into it is a lot, and I feel like after we're done with whatever we're doing, like on the mat, we feel grateful for everything that we've accomplished.
She's an amazing coach. She teaches us everything, whether it's something with school, it's something with out of school, like just real world, everything.
She's not just our coach. Like she makes sure she's there for us outside of just cheering, and like teaches us lessons about the real world. A lot of school spirit. That is literally what we're striving for here, and trying to get everybody involved into what we're doing.
Awesome. So what did you guys think of the player spotlight?
I thought it was actually a good representation of us. It's kind of sad to see like some of the parts of the routine that we changed because, like I said before, like we had to take 4 people off the mat, so it was a lot of changes that we made.
Oh yeah.
But I think it was cool seeing like all of the skills that we do that we really put a lot of work into being presented.
It's
such
nice
a
to like have people see what we actually do too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you planning to decide captains for next year?
Well, all the girls that want to be captain write an essay on why they want to be captain. I take that into consideration. We have a team vote, but the vote doesn't necessarily decide who is captain. I just like to hear the opinions of the rest of the team.
Cool.
Yeah, that's really it. Those are. Like, you have to be a good leader. You have to be positive. Like you have to be a good role model. It's hard to be a captain for me.
Mm. So what are the other sporting events that the girls are at?
We cheered for the volleyball game this year, the Volley for Cure.
Yeah.
We went to the PMC. We do like a lot of volunteer in the town and the community. So like we cheered on like the PMC, the kids challenge, the kids biking thing for the cancer awareness. We got asked to cheer at Play for Cure, but actually a lot of the girls are on teams, so we couldn't do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do. People ask us to do things, and we're more than happy to do things for the community and for other sports.
Cool. So how do you guys motivate everyone to just keep being positive and keep going?
We do a lot of talking like on the mat, and like during routines, pull-outs are really difficult. But constantly talking throughout them to like your teammates and encouraging them to get through the hard parts of the routine, that's kind of like where we thrive, and that's kind of what makes us push each other.
They have like a team first mentality. Like nobody really is like an individual player on our team. Like there is no like, well, I couldn't do this or I couldn't do that. Like everything that we do is team first.
Like the we over me mentality.
Absolutely.
Nice. So what's the most exciting part about going to state championships?
Is it exciting or is it
nerve-wracking? I'm not gonna lie, but my favorite part of it is honestly like at the end of the routine we do a dance.
Nice.
And when we get up, like at the end of the dance, we stand up and we all go in and we say through the hits and the falls. Mm-hmm. And it's just kind of like, I don't know, I love that part. It like gives me chills, and like states is just my favorite competition.
Nice.
Yeah,
so
definitely
really
leading up to it, it's like nerve-wracking, but right when you're like right when the music starts, it's like that you're.
You got it. You got it.
It's a pretty awesome competitive environment. Mm-hmm. Like it's really, I don't know, I love it.
Yeah, nobody's there awesome. Just like joking around. It's like
like there's like big fan sections. Like everybody's like it's pretty cool.
It's a lot of fun.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
So what's something that you really take away from this experience?
Cheering has taught me a lot. It's taught me to my first year was really hard for me because. Like you even know, like I like struggled a lot. Like I didn't believe in myself at all. Like I didn't have a lot of confidence, and like to see myself growth like through the years, like that's like been like a huge change. Like I've not only like gained confidence like my skills and like my team, but like even like in myself. Like I don't like walk with my head down anymore. Like there's like I used to put my shoulders up when I got awkward, but like I don't do that anymore.
Nice. So how many seniors did you guys lose last year?
8?
7? No, 7.
7.
Yeah, 7.
Wow. That's a good amount of the team.
Yeah, it was.
So we're all very, very talented.
Yeah.
So did that really affect this year's?
Not as much as we thought.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be a bigger. We thought we were going to have a harder time like being as competitive, but we weren't. Like younger girls stepped up, people stepped up and went into different roles, and everybody's getting older. So what you think maybe when the kids are freshmen, they can handle when they're juniors.
Yes. So you guys are graduating 5 this year, right?
8.
8?
Yeah.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah, they're just we're the captains, and then we have a few others.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So how is that going to impact next year's team?
It'll impact them. I mean, definitely for sure. We're losing, 8 girls, 5 captains that are extremely talented. But again, it's kind of the same thing. There's always girls coming up, and as long as like we can keep the same standards of the Lady Devil team, it should be fine.
Awesome.
We expect to be competitive every single year.
You guys will be awesome.
Yeah.
So how do you guys come up with football game routines?
Ooh, we have like an extra hour of practice. Like, we practice for 3 hours in September, and 1 hour of that would be like game team practice. So we like worked on a lot of game material, and through double sessions we had night sessions that were all game material.
Yeah.
So we put a lot into the games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We take the games pretty seriously.
We use them as a practice time too.
It's interesting watching like other high school game teams, because when we first started out, we didn't do a lot of like stunting or tumbling or anything like that. But now that's kind of like a vital part of what we do. So
Yeah.
it's kind of nice.
Do you guys like work with the band at all or anything like that?
Yeah, we they have like songs that they play, and we like do dances to them, and like sometimes we go in front of them. Like, I don't know if you come to the football games, but like we like go in front of them and we like cheer to them, and like I think it's pretty good. It's pretty
Do you guys like coordinate with them what you're gonna do, or just kind of whatever they do you guys do as well? Or
We only have like a few things, because they don't, like, sometimes we cheer in front of the student section, but they play all the way at the other end. So when they're like close to the student section, then we'll like do things with them, but until like some games are not there, so then we don't.
So what do you guys do once the season's over?
Well, this year's
gonna be a little bit different.
Usually we still go to like tumbling. Like, I remember last year, like it's like a weekly thing. Like, we have like Sunday tumbling, and we would try to keep up with that. Like, even like when you're like playing other sports, like it's a Sunday night, so we would go to like her gym, MGC, and like we just try to keep up with it. And we would tumble with Patrick. Patrick was his name.
Are you guys also on the gymnastics team as well?
No.
We do have girls that do other sports though.
Yeah.
A lot of them pick up other sports in winter and spring,
basketball.
so it really just depends. A lot of them are multi-sport athletes.
Nice.
Yeah. And also, we like when we go to MGC, it's not just our team. Like, we do it with other teams, which is kind of nice. Because like, it's kind of like team building with other teams, which is weird, but like
no, that makes sense.
I made friends with girls like I tumble with. Like,
Nice. So you guys had a youth night during the most recent football game.
Yeah.
Yes.
How'd that go?
It was a lot of fun.
They
did really well.
I thought it went well.
We junior coach them on weeknights when we have the time, so it was nice, kind of like not teaching them, but working with them.
Yeah.
It was nice to see like how you've helped out.
Do you know how many are joining the team next year, or
I believe
anything like that?
There's 22 8th graders, but I'm not sure who's. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're.
I don't know if all of
That's
them
what
are
the
going to
coaches
try out.
told me. I don't know what they're all trying out, but I know that there's 22 that are on.
But I think some of them are from Lexington though.
Yeah, because they like combine with Lexington for their Pop Warner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not all
I'm not sure how many.
Yeah.
How do you think this is going to help them be a future leader in the future?
I think that my captains have developed really great leadership qualities that are going to carry them through a lot of the things that they do in life. I mean, if anything, they've learned that like perseverance and tenacity are probably two of the most important life skills that they can have. And as far as the little girls, like, I don't know, my girls are great role models for them. I hope that they look up to them, because they're great kids to look up to.
All right, thank you so much. We'll be right back with the next captains, Jackie Scola, Olivia Toronto, and Sid Scally.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Carey, the president of Mass Recycle. I'm happy to inform you that Massachusetts recycling facilities are making it easier for you to recycle. Now, no matter where you live in this state, follow the basic guidelines at www.recyclesmartma.org to make sure that you're putting in only the items that belong in your recycling bin and leaving out what doesn't belong. If you don't see the item on the top half of this flyer, don't throw it in. And if you have a recyclable item that contained food, please make sure it's emptied and rinsed before you toss it in your bin. That way, it will get sorted properly in the recycling facility. Still have questions? Use the Recyclopedia, an online search tool to get recycling answers for over 400 common household items. It's all at www.recyclesmartma.org, where you can also download and print the Smart Recycling Guide you see here. Remember, we want your metal, glass, and plastic containers, but not the food and drink that came in them. So please, keep your recycling empty, clean, and dry.
I'm ambitious. I will not hide it.
We will not hide it.
We embrace ambition. Women are made to be ambitious.
I will dream big.
Big, without hesitation.
We will take risks.
Not live in fear.
We will rise together.
Rise above the negativity.
No longer will ambition in a woman
be seen as a negative. We will model ambition
for our daughters.
I will help women around the world,
The whole world.
to succeed.
Women are tough,
strong,
Powerful.
Ambition is feminine.
Ambition is empowering.
Ambition is not a dirty word.
ambition is sexy.
Ambition is very sexy.
What's your ambition?
To help women build empires.
Help more women run for office.
Empower women financially.
To compete equally in sports.
For all of us to lean in together.
To transform societies.
Change the world.
Own your power.
Own your power.
Own your dreams.
No judgments.
No judgments.
We own it.
Take the pledge.
Embrace ambition.
Embrace ambition.
Will you?
And now we're back with the next three captains. So welcome.
Thank you.
So what got you guys involved in cheerleading?
Well, I joined when I was in 5th grade because I did do gymnastics, and it was more like an individual thing, and I wanted to be part of like a team bonding stuff, so I switched to cheering.
Cool.
I was similar to Allie. My sisters, all growing up, my cousins, all of them did cheerleading, so I saw them and wanted to also join.
My mom was actually a cheerleader back when she was in high school, so it was kind of one of those things that she was like, I'll just sign you up and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Nice. So what has been your favorite part of being a cheerleader?
For me, it's been the team aspect. Like, I've played many sports. I love sports, so I've just tried so many of them, and I've never been on a team that's as close as a cheerleading team. The bond is just awesome. Like, you become a family.
Nice. What will you guys miss about cheerleading?
The bonds.
Definitely the bond. Yeah.
Do you guys plan to continue cheering once you're off at college, or?
Maybe. I haven't decided yet, but it's a possibility.
Yeah. Thinking about it.
It's an idea. Nice. So what's been your favorite memory from your time as a cheerleader?
Winning nationals, 7th. It was in 7th grade, but like, we worked so hard. Like, that year, our team was like the last year. Our whole routine was based off like the last time together with the grade above us, and we never had won before, so it was a big deal for winning nationals that year.
Nice. So what is something that you guys have learned from being a freshman to growing up until now?
Definitely, like, being a freshman, like, the upperclassmen, like, they kind of, like, set an example how, like, the team will be, especially for, like, the rest of the season. So, like, as, like, we grow older, like, I bet you guys did this too, but, like, I developed that, like, you always have to stay positive because, like, you're setting an example for the entire team. Like, if you're negative, like, it brings it back to the entire team.
Nice.
I've also learned that you have to take advantage of the time you're given.
Yeah.
And,
Most definitely.
yeah, so just work hard all the time. Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you have to teach the underclassmen as captains?
Strong mentality.
Definitely.
There
Don't give up.
definitely days where you come in and it's been a long day and you have like tests and quizzes and you had a bad day at school, but you still have to like put all that aside and like focus on the team and like what's best for the team in that moment.
Yeah, like Coach said, the team first mentality is super important because we all have our problems and like bad days, like Liv said. So just staying strong because cheering is a hard sport to like do if you're negative. So
Yeah.
Nice. So you mentioned nationals. What are some of the other competitions that you guys have been involved in?
Leagues, regionals, and states is
invitationals too, which is we usually did that in Billerica. It's like a think tank, so it's a fundraiser for breast cancer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so just a lot of fun.
So what is some experiences that you guys have done through those competitions?
We've had some good competitions and bad, like
definitely.
So definitely have learned like not to crack under pressure. You have to like, I don't know, stay composed. But yeah, also getting involved with other teams. Like at the end, there's a huge like dance, and that's always fun because you just are dancing with people you've never met before.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any like big rivalries or?
Yes.
Yes. About like, there's 2 teams.
Yeah.
I would say, Wilmington and Drake it.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
very talented too, and so it's been
Yeah.
It's like a healthy rivalry though.
Yeah.
Like it keeps us motivated and like always on our toes, like wanting to get better.
So what are some things that you guys do other than cheering?
We both play lacrosse.
Lacrosse.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just cheer for you?
Yeah.
She does all stuff.
Yeah,
not just high school.
Yeah.
So, what's it like trying to learn routines for competitions?
Well, we have like
Yeah.
2 to 3 days, maybe even more. This year we had more of choreography, and it's almost like 8 to 10 hours.
Oh, wow.
The entire day, and
With a lunch break.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like we have to learn it's only 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but it's a lot to do. So
Because it's like each individual person has to be doing like their own thing. That way it like looks dynamic when like the whole routine
Yeah,
is
it's not like the
together.
whole
Yeah.
team's doing the same thing. There's like different groups of girls who are doing the same motions and different formations that you have to go to. So it takes a lot of mental, like just
Focus.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to be in it.
How is that different from learning like the football game routines?
It's honestly pretty similar.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
very similar.
Yeah, because we take games like pretty seriously. There's some game or like some cheerleading teams that don't take the games as seriously, but for us, it's honestly like the same. We think it's just as important as our competition because we're cheerleaders, so it's both aspects that we have to do.
What are some of the moves that you guys have to learn?
We have specific stunts to competition and to the game team, but for games we try to base it off of like college cheerleading games. So we try to like match what they would do at a game, so it like is just as interesting and competitive as something we would be doing like on the competition mat.
So, what are your tryouts like?
They're usually 3-day tryouts, and we do everything. We stunt, we dance, we tumble,
We jump.
jump. Yeah. So, yeah.
Nice. Do you guys cheer like all year round, or do you just like
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
just do it inside? Okay. Is there like a lot of pressure as a captain?
Honestly, no.
No, I thought there would be, but I don't know. I just feel like
we have high standards,
Yeah.
but we're not. Everyone is like a leader per se, so it's not like we have to be worried about leading the team as much because I mean we do, but everyone.
You have to be a
has
role
that job.
model of the team, but
Yeah.
you are still a part of the
Exactly.
team.
Yeah,
Everyone
exactly.
has that job, so it's not. It's just the pressure of like being a role model, but not talent-wise. No.
And I feel like another thing about that is like we're all so like driven to the same point, so we haven't been in a situation where it's like no one knows what to do, so they like have to look to the captains for like full guidance. Like we all have that like inner motivation to get better each practice, so it's been really easy to kind of just be there for whatever they may need. And
Yeah, just a staying positive
Yeah.
aspect too, because like Allie said in the other interview, if you are negative, then the whole team's negative. So it's just little things.
spreads like wildfire.
So, how has it been working with Coach?
Awesome.
Great.
Yeah, she pushes us. She knows our like capability.
Yeah.
So she knows when we're not working to our best effort, and she'll push us to what she knows we can do.
It's nice to have a coach that you can tell like wants it just as bad as we do. Because if we had like a coach that was all like laxy-daisy, like we would have that same mentality. But I think our like team first mentality and like mental toughness is really like a big reflection of her attitude.
Exactly. Like my freshman year, I didn't have Adriane as a coach, and like when I went into my sophomore year and she did become our coach, it was a very big transition. Like I just learned so much more, and yeah, it's been a lot.
Yeah, a big thing for me too is that the fact that you don't always have coaches who can tell you something but also demonstrate it. Whereas she is like, we need to do this, and she'll get in a stunt and she'll take over any position. Like she can main, secondary, back, front, whatever you need her to do. She can fly if you were up there, yeah. But so it's like it's super helpful not being told what to do, but also being shown. Because that's obviously a big, huge difference, and it's helpful.
Of course. So, if you could give yourself one message throughout the whole season, what would that be?
Stay positive.
Yep. Find your zen.
Stronger
Find your
together.
zen. Yes, no, that's so important.
I love stronger together. Is our
Yeah.
like little hashtag saying for this year. So definitely that.
Yeah.
Nice. So, is there anything that's really surprised you about this season?
Injuries.
Yes,
Oh.
we are full of injuries this year.
Yeah, so as you obviously Liv.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was out before choreography.
I saw that ALLIE had a
Yep,
wrist
ALLIE
injury.
that happened
But
last week, and then on Friday we had a flyer dislocate her knee.
Oh no!
So we had to go from 15 to 11, and
So we've
the
just been
past
hit
2
with
days
injuries.
we've been changing the entire routine. So like,
Oh wow!
yeah, but we're all staying positive and we're
Which
focusing.
is so why it's so important to
So,
us.
yeah.
And it's great that everyone's been so understanding about like the circumstance. Like obviously we haven't been dealt like the best hand of cards, but we're making do, and it's still going to be a great season.
It's really good that we're all staying positive because if we were negative, I don't think we'd be able to figure it out so quick. But we've been doing pretty good these past 2 days.
Has the routine had to go through any like really major changes because of these?
Stunt groups a little
yeah.
bit, yeah.
Mostly pyramid.
Yeah, our pyramid was changed, has to be changed completely.
Oh
but,
yeah. Some
there's-
stunting wise, some positions are changed.
Yeah, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but
Yeah.
it can be sometimes because you are used to working with the same group of girls, so you guys all kind of find out what you have to do to make the stunt hit. So when you're given a new group, it's a little difficult to like, you have to relearn what to do to get it to hit.
It's like a new adjustment.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Like
Adjustment.
we've been working with like the same stunt group since June, and now we're a week before leagues, and we had to relearn it and like be with the whole new stunt group. So I think we're doing really good.
Is there any new precautions that have been put in place to try and like limit any further injuries?
I think it's just the sport. Like you
Yeah, I was
can't
just
put
gonna
out a
say.
lot of precautions. It's just what you're doing to your body. Like
Yeah.
you're bending it in positions that the body isn't normally bending in, and doing flips.
You
and-
never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's just kind of a fluke accident when injuries like that happen.
Yeah.
So what are some things you guys have to teach the underclassmen?
I feel like coming in from Pop Warner is such a big difference. We have to teach them not like how to cheer again, but how to cheer at an elite level.
Yeah.
Because they have so much talent down at Pop Warner too, but they're not coached the way that we're coached.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. So just getting used to the new coaching style and like a new cheering style, it's a big change.
So you guys start tryouts like earlier than all the other sports, right?
Yes.
Why do you guys do that?
Routine.
Yeah, definitely, because we learn our routine in August, and so from like June to like August, like we have what coach said, we had workouts. We go to tumbling. We have tumbling sessions that we have to go to. So like basically, you have to like
Skill build.
Yeah.
We need to know the team in June so that we can work our skills. And it takes, like, we have had this routine since August, and we just started running full outs last week. And then those full outs kind of didn't work out because people got injured, so now we have to rework it. So we need all this time.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of effort and persistence to actually get a routine to full out and actually not only do it, but hit it.
Yeah, and it's best if we start early because we take that time to really, as they were saying, like with the tumbling classes, like that's when we skill build. And then once it hits August, it's like direct focus on like the routine that we'll be competing. So we don't necessarily have time to like gain new skills. It's more like perfecting what we have and keeping it like top notch.
So when do you guys like finalize the team?
After double sessions.
Yeah, after double sessions.
June, we get like a game team.
Okay.
And double sessions, and game team sticks throughout. That's like you're always going to be on game team if you make game team. And then we go through double sessions, which is like a 2-week process of just a bunch of like tumbling, cheering, like sideline cheering, conditioning. Yeah. So after that, she kind of picks like the competing team.
Nice. Is there anything that I haven't asked about that you want to talk about, or?
I think we've hit it all.
Yeah. Awesome. And that's all for this month's episode. I'd like to thank my guests, head coach Adriane Callahan, captains ALLIE BONANNO, Sid Scally, Jackie Scola, Olivia Toronto, and Ariella Tucci. We'd also like to thank you for watching. I'm your host, Liz Gillespie, and we will see you next time on BNEWS Sports Hub.